Wow, that is a lot of the creator content. There's no way anyone can make anything else. Ooh, what's this?
So if we jump back to the creator for a second, Asian Optics asked, how did you handle filtration? Because there were no matte boxes on there, right?
Yeah, the only filtration we used was Urth brand ND.
Urth brand. Oh. Just in case you have been sleeping under a rock, here's what the creator is. It's a $80 million movie starring John David Washington going around and trying to save this AI kid. It's awesome, and what has made it into kind of an internet sensation among filmmakers is that it was shot on the FX3. A quick Google search will show you a myriad of articles discussing everything about this pipeline. Big shout out to Vintage Lenses for video. They recently had Oren Soffer on to discuss the technical aspects of shooting the creator. Link in the description down below, please check them out. But today let's just chat about variable NDs. If you're a Blackmagic camera op shooter, I'm going to address why having a variable ND might be the most important purchase you can make for your phone. But before that, let's go through what a variable ND is in the first place. A variable ND filter is made up of two polarizing filters set in opposition to each other. By rotating, we can increase or decrease the amount of light moving through the filter. So what makes Urth special? They have the Urth Plus line. This is targeted towards professional videography and photography. And as you can see here in the test, it is a very neutral ND. Another great feature that Urth has is minimum and maximum settings, which means when you hit the maximum amount of variable ND possible, the filter will have a hard stop, not allowing you to blow past the limit of what the filter can actually achieve. Until recently, I've been using the Schneider True Match Vari ND, which doesn't have hard stops for its minimum and maximum. Don't get me wrong, this is a great variable ND, but you can see in this test I actually over cranked it and completely went past where it could go. And that's one of the biggest issues with it, which led to unfortunate situations where I had vignetting or the dreaded X pattern. So Urth having hard stops at the minimum and maximum is already worth the price for me. The good news is that on top of that, this is an incredibly clean variable ND with very little color shift, even at the most extreme. What I like about Urth is that they split up their variable NDs into roughly 5 stop increments. You have 1 to 5, 3 to 8, and 6 to 10. This, I think, leads to a much more granular amount of control. If you only need to take off a little bit inside, well, why don't you just grab the 1 through 5. If you need to shoot outside in the bright sunlight, 6 to 10. It opens you up to creativity. Besides the quality, Urth is also a green company. For each product you purchase, they will plant 1 tree. So, you know, that's a nice little bonus. You get to feel good, take care of the earth, and have your background out of focus. For me, purchasing from a company that seeks to do the ethical thing is pretty important. So why is this extra important if you're filming with an iPhone? With regular cameras, you can stop down your aperture and control light in a different way. But if you're using your iPhone, the only way in a bright scenario to control your exposure is to use your shutter speed. Now that immediately screams cell phone. So what I would recommend is if you buy nothing else for your cell phone, get an adapter so that you can mount a variable ND onto your phone. Having a variable ND on your cell phone means that you can keep your shutter speed at 180 degrees. That's going to do more for your footage than anything else on the market. You know, what's interesting with variable NDs is that there's been a little bit of a revolution ever since, I would say, Peter McKinnon's ND system came out with Polar Pro. Although used in video all the time, they were typically built in a manner best suited for photography. Thankfully that has changed and we're getting kind of a renaissance in the variable ND market. I don't know if this is the best variable ND for you, but I do know that it being the best variable ND for the creator is a huge cosign on its quality.